Hi, my name's Tony and I'm going to show you a method of turning saxophone brass, shiny saxophone brass, into really old saxophone brass, copper, whatever it's made of. Okay, this is a Selmer Series III, about 5 years old. The lacquer was coming off it within 6 months. They don't obviously spend a lot of time with their lacquer. So I've decided to strip it back to bare metal. Paint stripper is the best thing I've found. You've got to keep working it, putting paint stripper on, but at least you don't have to do too much buffing. I made a mistake with this one by sandblasting a lot of it off, and I've had to buff it back up to shiny metal, being very careful of course with the tone holes. Okay, so turn the camera down and show you what I've got. All my bits and pieces. 3 baths. This one contains liver of sulphur. This is the main ingredient for burnishing and turning brass, copper, silver, gold, all those sort of things into antique looking. You get this from a jeweler supplier. Jewelers use it all the time for making things look antique. That's a 4-ounce bottle. I would suggest this whole saxophone, I'm probably going to use about a quarter of it, so you can get 2-ounce bottles of it. I think the 4-ounce was around about the $30 mark. Yeah, up to you, but I'll end up with a lot left over. Okay, so in here, warm water, about a tablespoon, teaspoon. This is actually dirty because I've been using steel wool in it, and the steel wool almost dissolves, so it gets quite dirty, but it's basically a yellow colour. You need about a tablespoon in this amount of water. It's quite, doesn't affect your hands, but you've got to watch the smell. I normally have a fan going, but I've turned it off because of this. Warm water again. Inside of here I have cloudy ammonia, just from the hardware or from the supermarket, and whoops, I chucked in a bit of citric acid. Don't know why, thought it might work. Seems to work. In this one, this is my neutralizing solution. This basically will neutralize after I've got it to the right color. I'll put it into here, give it a clean, and inside here I put bicarb soda. So just, yeah, not a great deal. You can use dishwashing detergent, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to use, to show you, this piece that I've actually worked on before. You can see it's starting to tarnish. Of course, all the pads are going to be replaced with kangaroo pads. The whole sax is going to be put back together by somebody else, not me, and made to work properly. Okay, so in this, clean it first. I used to wear gloves, but I got sick of that. So in the solution, and I'll see if I can show you it changing colour. Starting to go gold. Okay, a bit more in the solution, and you can see it's starting to go gold. Okay, now I think it's the ammonia that works, but when I put it in the ammonia, now look at the colour. I want this to go quite dark, so I'm quite happy. I just go backwards and forwards between the liver and sulphur and my, now look at it, very dark. You can rub that off, neutralise that. It's got this beautiful red tinge to it. Actually probably a little bit dark. So, it's too dark, a little bit of steel wool. Just take the top off, and we've pretty well got This is a pretty new batch of liver of sulphur, so it's actually doing the job a bit better than it was before. So, okay, it's back to almost shiny again. So I'll just redo this in my solution. This time I'll watch it a bit carefully. Okay, it's starting to go in here. There it goes. Neutralise it. Back in liver of sulphur. See that? In there, there it goes. Neutralise that. So that's the end result. Hopefully you can see the colour change. Some of this will rub off obviously, but from that to that, see if I can get this to go the same colour. My hand's very clean because I've been doing this for the last couple of hours, so normally you'd wear gloves so the grease out of your hands don't get on it. Okay, that's pretty well the same colour. Neutralise that off. Of course the key's going to get shiny when I'm playing anyway, so. And that's pretty well done it. So there you go. One method that does work. Liver of sulphur. Here's one of the keys I've done a bit earlier. I love that look. It's great. So when I do the main horn body, I'll actually get a bigger bath, mix it up, do exactly the same thing but with the whole horn. At the moment I'm just going through all the bits and pieces, cleaning them up, getting them right to the right consistency, trying to match them all up so they're pretty well the same. Get some beautiful colours. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Beautiful golds. The neck I was getting some blues coming through, some reds. Love that. So once this is all finished and the horn's put back together, I will show you what it looks like. There you go. So if you want to make something old, look old, liver of sulphur, cloudy ammonia with citric acid. This one's the neutralizer, which is bicarb soda and water. Make sure the water's just warm. If the metal's warmer, then it actually works quicker. So have a play around. At least we know that works. Okay, it's all done. Here's all the parts. New look, made to look old. Love the finish. And the main horn. This is the end result. Now I'll just show you the two differences. This area here, this was sandblasted and I buffed it up to a shine, and it actually hasn't come up as well as the rest of the horn, which was sandblasted, and then I went over it with a steel wool pad. which took it back to a very fine but not gloss, and it's actually come up really well. So the next time you see it, it'll all be back together and playing. Nice job.